We are going to start in all fours today. Just getting the sense of all the sensations in the body, maybe moving around, listening to the body and what it might crave for movement, allowing the head to sway, the hips to shift, and taking our few deep breaths in here, sighing it out through the mouth. Settling into the space around us. And checking in with the energy that may be running through our body, any sense of heaviness or lightness, comfort and discomfort. And of course, opportunity to set an intention for today's practice, bringing in a sense of curiosity, and maybe an affirmation. Making our way to stillness. And we're going to flow through some cat-cows to start. On the inhale, lifting our heads, starting with the tailbone, opening up the abdomen and the chest. Big deep breaths in. And on the exhale, we round back out, starting with the tailbone, looking back towards the feet. We'll do a few more like this gently as we slowly warm up the spine. Wrapping the elbows forward, gripping the fingers and the knuckles into the mat. Now starting to incorporate the feet, curling the toes under the shins on the inhale. On the exhale, pressing into the tops of the feet, lifting the knees above the earth. And we'll continue doing this. Lifting the knees a little bit more each time. Maybe even lifting the heels off the earth on the inhalation. Finding a flow that suits your body and starts to engage all of the muscles. We'll do a few more, lifting the knees off the earth a little bit higher each time, pressing into our shoulder blades, curling the neck around, elongating the spine. We'll do two more, just like that. And then we'll all meet up in our down dog. Good. Rolling off of the tops of the feet and slowly pedaling out one heel at a time. Shifting, adding some lateral flexion. Checking in with the sensations running from maybe even the upper back, the shoulders, through the hips, down the outside of the legs, down into the feet. I certainly feel the energy running through the entire body. Good. One more big breath. And we come back to center. Bringing our hands a little bit farther on the mat so that we can carefully float our way into a plank. Bringing our torso parallel to the floor. Keeping the feet wide. So shifting slightly just to walk the toes out towards the edges of the mat. Very nice. The fingers are gripping into the mat. The hands are under the shoulders. We're starting to feel the energy running through the shoulders, through the abdomen, the quadriceps, as everything is warming up here. Good, and slowly lowering down to a forearm plank, keeping our palms facing one another. Elbows are under the shoulders. We're still in our plank. Torsos are parallel to the floor. I don't know about you, but I'm already shaking. Breathing through it, digging internally to activate my parasympathetic nervous system. For one more breath. And then we're going to shift, scissoring our feet all the way over to one side. Side plank. Bringing the hand to the forehead. We're going to open up our side body and reach our elbow over our head. Reaching it beyond the head as possible. Breathing into the side body. Maintaining our awareness on our breath and our calm strength. Good. Rotating back to center. Resetting here. Big breath in. And then we shift to the opposite side. Scissoring the feet, bringing the hand to the head, and opening up the side body. Keeping the hips elevated as best as possible. One more big breath. And we come back to center. Well done, well done. Bring the knees all the way underneath us. Child's pose. Sinking the hips back. Taking a few deep breaths in. Celebrating that that's over. On the next inhale, we'll draw ourselves all the way back up, stepping into our plank. And this time we're going to lower into our chaturanga. Elbows are pressing forward. We lower down with the elbows to the sides of our body, holding for one breath in between. And then we come all the way back down. Good. Flattening the feet. Shifting our hips around so that we're comfortable. Prone pose, and bringing our arms out into a cactus. Chin can make contact with the earth. Lifting our arms only off the mat, bringing them up so they're both at about a 90-degree angle. Holding the arms, hovering them above the earth. Noticing the muscles in the upper back engage, maybe even the abdomen. Finding our breath, slow and steady. One more breath. Then we release. Good. Deep breath in between. We reset. And now peeling the arms and the chest off the earth, keeping our head in alignment with the spine. Deep breaths, inhaling, lifting, holding our arms again in cactus, or otherwise known as W. Pressing the tops of our feet into the earth, finding somewhere neutral to gaze at where our neck can move around freely. Feeling the strength across the shoulder blade, the upper back, and we release back to the earth. Taking our deep breaths in between, we reset. Extending our arms along the sides of our ears, beyond our heads. And we'll come into a Superman here. Inhale, lifting the feet and the arms off the earth. Holding here. Option to W the arms. Option to swim the arms up and back. Whatever feels heat generating and accessible to you today. Where your body needs to build strength. For 2 more breaths. Keeping our necks neutral. Great. And we exhale, we release back to the earth, taking a deep breath in between, resetting. Feeling our hearts pumping, all that good energy and vitality rushing through our bodies. And we'll lift up one more time and we'll swim the arms and the legs alternating. So lifting up on the inhale, and go ahead and lift the left arm and lower the right foot, swimming left to right, alternating in somewhat of a pattern that feels good for the body, working the back and the glutes, the whole entire back side of the body. Maintaining our steady rhythm of breath. For 2 more big breaths. And we reset back to the earth. Good. Bringing our hands out again into cactus, but this time up on our fingertips so that our elbows are high. The arms are at 90 degrees. On the inhale, we lift our chest off the earth. On the exhale, we lower back down, oscillating cobra. Noticing the lower back, the abdomen, and the glutes engage. We flow to the rhythm of our breath. Feeling an opening in the shoulder side across the chest as we build muscles in our back body. Two more. back to the earth on your exhale. Bringing the hands under the shoulder, the feet come together, curling our toes under the shins, inhaling, and we lift back up into our plank, holding here, finding our grounding through our hands, the knuckles, the fingers. Hands are directly underneath the shoulders, torso is parallel to the floor. And we're pressing through the balls of our feet to our toes. Good. Let's go with our left leg, tucking the knee into the chest, pressing the earth away with the toes and the hands. So we're in a high plank here, curled in. The knees looking towards the forehead. And we extend all the way back, single leg down dog. Oh, yay for that. Let's inhale, float forward, tucking the chin into towards the chest. And let's flow back. Flowing through this 3 more times. Pressing the heel towards the earth. Feeling a lengthening in the right leg. Good. Coming all the way back in, curling the knee into the chest. Fallen star. Rotating, opening up, extending the left leg all the way through. One more big breath. We rotate back to center. Tucking the knee back into the chest. And we're going to lift up on the left fingers. Lifting the left fingertips. Maybe coming up onto one. Maybe lifting the whole left arm. Beyond the head. Behind the body. Or upwards. Trying to keep our torsos parallel to the floor. We may not get there today, but at least we're trying and we can celebrate our effort. Good, come on back down and extend that left leg all the way back up, single leg down dog. Yay. Bending at the knee, opening the hips. We're looking up underneath the right armpit, if accessible. Breathing into the left side body, through the lower back, into the hip. Well done. Let's float ourselves all the way back into our plank, and let's bring our left knee to our left elbow and wrist. Pigeon pose. Good. Inhaling, lifting our torsos. Pressing away, opening up the abdomen, the chest. Option always to lift the arms, to bring them behind our back, or to use them as support on the earth. We'll stay here for 2 more breaths. And then with each exhalation, we'll slowly hinge our way forward, melting into our hip on the left side. Letting our hearts reset, maybe even making fists with our wrists just to help soothe any discomfort as they condition and build, to hold the strength of our bodies and our planks and our down dogs. Good. Resetting here, inhaling, lifting our torsos back up. Bringing ourselves back into our plank, so curling the right toes under our shin, lifting the left knee, single leg plank, extend all the way back, single leg down dog. And we'll bring our left foot down to the earth. Oh, pedal that out. Allowing the head to hang heavy. Elongating the spine, breathing space between each vertebra. Good. And with the right leg, we're going to float forward into our plank, hovering here, pressing the earth away, feeling the grounding of our left toes and our right hands, tucking our chins into our chest, forehead towards our knee. Good. Deep breaths in. On the exhale, we extend back. Single leg down dog. On the inhale, we float forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. We hug the knee all the way back in into our plank, and we extend out, fallen star, opening up the left arm, lifting the hips, finding somewhere to gaze at, making sure our hand is underneath our right shoulder. Finding a steady rhythm of breath in our calm strength. Rotating back to center, hugging the knee all the way back in, holding our single leg plank. And again, coming up on the fingertips, this side on the right hand. Maybe one finger. Maybe we extend the right arm beyond the head, behind the body, above our body. Again, we challenge ourselves. Find that inner strength to repeat our affirmation. One more breath. Well done. Extend the right leg, single leg down dog. Bend to the knee, rotate, open. And gaze up underneath the left armpit towards the right heel if possible. Checking in with the right side of the body. Coming down into child's pose at any time. We'll meet you there in 3 breaths. Good. Rotating back to center, bringing the right leg down, pedaling it out, and coming into our child's pose. Curling the knees in, walking the hands out, sinking the hips back, finding stillness or shifting. Making fists with the wrists, curling them. Whatever feels good at this point, do that. Great. Inhaling back to all 4s. Good. We're going to do a type of bird dog with a different hover of our leg. So the left leg comes out 90 degrees. Good. You all know what this is. We're going to let it back down. We're going to lift it and lower it 3 more times. Inhaling, exhaling. 1 more. And on this next time we lift it, and then we're going to step it through, hovering. This is not the best range of motion for me today, but that's okay. I'm going to bring it back. And then I hover through again. Each time warming into my hip joint, hoping to make a little bit more progress, bringing my foot closer to my hand. Warming through the hip, hovering the foot, building our shoulder muscles. Hovering. Good. Last one. Excellent. Oh, bring that back. Deep breath in between. We'll reset. And we're going to do the same thing on the right side. So inhaling, we lift, 90-degree leg. Exhale, we lower. We'll do this 5 times. You'll notice the weight of our body shifting slightly over to the left. That's all right. Good. And then we slowly start to make our circle, hovering the right foot wherever it ends up. There's no destination. We're warming into the hip joint, working our obliques. You should be feeling a little bit in the outside of the glute. Let's do one more. Good. Right on. Stepping up into down dog. Deep breaths in. Pressing the heels towards the earth, both at the same time. Option here to bring the left hand towards the right leg, somewhere wherever it meets the knee, the shin, the ankle. And we're rotating our dog here. Feeling the energy rushing through from the right hand, up through the shoulder, the back, and down through the back of the right leg. Maybe visualizing the sunlight warming that pattern, bringing the energy that we need to hold this pose for 2 more breaths. Good. And we reset. Option to bring the right hand around to the left leg. And once again, visualizing that stream of light and energy coming through from the left fingertips, the shoulder down the back of the legs and into the foot. Connecting that circle of light. One more big breath. Good. Lifting our left foot off the earth again. Gazing forward, coming up on the toes of our right foot. And we're going to step into a lunge. Yes. Wide stance. Coming into a warrior 2. So bringing our hands all the way out, parallel to the floor, checking in with the positioning of our knee. The back foot is grounded as firmly as the front foot. And we're gazing over the left fingertips. Good. Reaching our arms up. Warrior 1, but still on an angle. So it's almost like warrior 1.5. So we're gazing towards the corner on a diagonal. Holding here, checking in with our lunge, the equal balance of weight between left and right leg, tucking in of our hips. Good. Warrior. We're going to bring our hands back to the earth, back into our plank, stepping back through into our single leg down dog. And we'll change legs, bringing the right leg off the earth. Once again, gazing forward, coming up on the toes of our left foot, stepping through into our lunge. Right leg comes forward, and we step into our warrior 2. Checking our positioning, our dynamic tension running through our entire body. our arms, warrior one, but keeping ourselves on a diagonal. You got it. Keeping the hips tucked under. Warrior 1.5. Making sure we can still see our toes beyond the knee. Lifting our waist, the sides of our body are tall. Reaching for the sky. And we'll pivot all the way back down. Plank, single leg down dog. We reset. We're going to float through that a few times, gaining a little bit of speed and fluidity each time. Left leg extends, gazing forward, stepping through left leg, warrior 2. Holding each pose, this time for 3 breaths. Good. Warrior 1.5, 3 breaths. Reaching tall, holding our strong lunge. Pivoting all the way back. Plank, single leg down dog. Reset, right leg. You know where we're going. Choose the speed and the flow that works for you. Three breaths this time in each pose. Warrior 1.5, reaching up. Strong lunge. Tall torso. Good. Resetting back to our plank. Single leg down dog, extend back. Taking a breath in between. And then we reset to our left leg once again, this time 2 breaths in each pose. Warrior 2. Strong arms. Warrior 1. Pivoting back, plank. Taking a breath anywhere in between that may feel good. Coming into a down dog or child's pose anytime. Warrior 2. Well done, yogis. Strong arms. Warrior 1.5. 2 big breaths. And we pivot back to the earth. Plank. Single leg down dog, break in between as needed. I certainly appreciate a cleansing breath in between. Good, left leg comes back up. 1 breath in each pose this time. Warrior 1. Warrior 1.5. And plank. Down dog, shifting to right leg. Your speed. We'll do this 2 more times. 1.5. Excellent. Pivoting, plank, down dog. Breath in between as desired, or continue to flow at your speed. Warrior 2, warrior 1.5, plank down dog. Flowing to our breath. Building strength and flexibility with our heat. each side. And we'll all read up in down dog. Pedaling it out when you get there. No rush. You know where to find me. Opportunity to come into child's pose, if that feels better. Maybe more restorative, depending on how you're feeling today and at this point in our practice. It might feel good to come off of the wrists and the feet, hinging. Yogi's choice. Taking a sip of water at any point. This might be a good one. And we'll take 2 more deep breaths wherever we are. Checking in with the breath and the energy. And then we'll come back up onto all fours, curling our toes underneath the shins, inhaling in on the exhale, deep breath in, lifting into down dog. Right on. Walking our feet in towards our hands, forward folding here, finding our feet underneath our hips, bending the knees as needed, taking the weight off of our hands, shifting or finding stillness as feels desirable, listening to the body. Good. Inhaling halfway, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bending the knees. Inhaling all the way up. Extended mountain. Holding here, arching the lower back. Gazing up towards the palms as possible. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Forward fold. Inhaling all the way up, bending the knees as needed to protect the lower back. Arching, gazing up, opening the abdomen. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. You know the drill. Inhale all the way up. Holding here, gazing up towards the hand. Maybe a little bit better this time. I know I am. Exhale, hands to heart. Yes. Taking a deep cleansing breath in between. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Palms together. Side bend. Option, of course, is to hold your hips square. Option, again, to bring our foot off the earth. Challenging our stability. Building a little bit of extra strength in the side of the body. Reaching tall. Let's come back to center, bringing that same leg 90 degrees. Hands to heart. Well done. Flexing the foot. Good. We're coming into a rotation. So opening over that 90-degree leg, gazing over the shoulder towards our hand as possible, finding grounding in our stabilizing foot and leg. Option to extend the leg outwards if that feels more challenging. Option to bend the opposite leg into a squat. Feel the heat generating. Feel the grounding of our foot into the earth. Positive affirmations, remember how they can stabilize us. And we come out of that inhale, reaching all the way up, knee back to 90 degrees. We reset, hands to heart. Woo! Shake that out. Wasn't that fun? And we'll do the opposite side. Whew. So finding our grounding, lifting our leg 90 degrees, flexing the foot. Once we've found our stability here, we open up our rotation. Option to extend the upper leg. Option to bend our squatting leg. Calm strength. Coming back to center. Knee to 90. Reaching the arms up. Lowering them to hands to heart center. Shake it out. Good job. Maybe wiggling the ankles around. Oh, didn't that feel good? It's a little bit of heat generating right there. Let's do that one more time. Each leg. And we'll float into a tree at the end. So once again, bringing that first leg off the earth. 90 degrees. Flex foot. Rotating open. Finding whichever pose here feels best for us. Opening, extending, even grabbing onto the big toe if that feels good. Positive affirmations. Two more breaths here, and we float into our tree. Well done. Tucking our foot in to the inside of the opposite leg, finding a placement for our hands. That may be on your hips today. It may be in heart center. It may be extending those branches, opening up the shoulders, pointing the pinkies forward, whatever feels good. Maybe even bringing the hands together above our heads. I am strong. I am brave. I am fierce. Using those affirmations to find our inner balance and strength. Floating into warrior three here, extending the leg back. Bring the hands maybe parallel to the floor, keeping whatever bend in the leg as needed. Hands to heart center, hands to our hips. Again, listening to our bodies. Finding our strength here, our stability, certainly generating heat. Floating our way down into our single leg standing split. Good. And let's bring that top leg all the way down, forward fold. Shifting the weight, maybe bringing the hands into the elbows. We'll do the same routine on the opposite leg. to stillness here. Deep breaths in, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Hands to heart center. Shifting to the other side. The leg comes to 90 degrees, the foot is flexed. We rotate open, finding our pose, staying here, extending the leg, bending the opposite, whichever feels good. Two more breaths. Floating into our tree. Pressing the knee towards the back to engage the glute, hands wherever they feel most comfortable. I am peace. I am love. I am light. I am loved. And I am worthy. Floating into warrior three, extending the top leg back, bring the arms parallel to the hips, or straight to the floor if that feels best, to go straight into the single leg split. Building whatever strength and stability you need today. We'll all meet up in our single leg standing split, lifting the back leg as high as it'll go. Tucking the chin into the chest. 3 more breaths here. And then we lower down, forward fold. Shifting or finding stillness. And perhaps we center ourselves here, bringing our hands underneath the fronts of our feet, with the fingers pointing towards the heels, bending the knees, inhaling, elongating the spine, exhale, hinging forward, sinking our torso over our thigh muscles, slowly with each exhalation, pressing the knees back, tucking our chins to our chest. One more big breath here. We release the hands, bending our knees, coming into a Malasana squat, maybe walking the feet out a little wider. Shifting left to right, hands to heart center. Go ahead and shift or press the inner thighs away with the elbows, elongating the spine. Deep breaths in. One more big breath. Releasing out of that, coming all the way down into our fire log. Bringing one foot over the other or in front of the other. Depends on what's accessible for you. Option, of course, to bring the knees closer together, wider, wherever you feel it might be most beneficial. Good. Inhaling, reaching our arms over our shoulders. Exhale, forward fold. Bringing the hands to the earth. Slowly mounting our chest over top of our legs, keeping our sit bones firmly planted. Heavy head, chin to chest. Exploring the sensations today that may be different than the last time we did this pose. Being gentle and appreciative of our bodies. Just honoring where they are today. Being thankful that we have this ability. Not judging. Just being grateful. Grateful for what is. Good. Inhale, lifting the torso. Good. Let's come out of that. Extending the legs long. Staff pose. Give them a little wiggle in between sides. And then go ahead and change up the legs. Opposite, opposite. Once you've come into position, go ahead and lift the arms on the inhale. And hinge forward on the exhale. Slowly bringing the hands to the earth, melting the chest with a tall torso. Breathing into any areas of discomfort, noticing how they transform. Noticing the steady rhythm of breath. Maybe some deeper exhalations at this point as we finish our practice. Right. On the inhale, we press our torsos back up. Extending the legs long, staff pose, reaching our arms long, flexing the feet. And let's lower down, finding stillness here or pulsing as feels yummy in the back of the legs and the neck, all the way through to the spine and the crown of the head. Releasing energy through the crown of the head. Keeping the toes flexed to the sky. And one more breath here. Inhale, we roll the vertebrae all the way back up. Let's hug our knees into our chest here, wrapping our arms around the back of the thighs. Inhale, we cat-cow, bringing the shoulder blades in and down, lifting our heads. Exhale, round forward, curling the spine, using the back of the legs as leverage to extend our torso away, creating space for our head. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, rounding back out, chin to chest. Inhaling, noticing the expansion of our rib cage laterally. Breathing into the shoulder blades. 2 more just like this. Holding our letter ball, holding ourselves and all of this energy we've created. Inhaling, bringing our awareness back to the space around us, lifting our heads. Coming into easy seated pose, bringing our hands to heart center. Any gentle movements on the way that might feel good. With big smiles on our faces, we give thanks for the opportunity to practice. We give thanks to our communities and the opportunity to move, to generate heat, strength, and stability, thanks to our bodies and our minds. Thank you all for joining me today and spending a part of your day with me on the mat. The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste.